happening, man? This is Risk versus Reward. Thank y'all for joining us. I'm your host, CB. We're going to be jumping into these videos about these LA wildfires. I'm pretty sure you could tell from the thumbnails what's going on. But what I wanted to get into specifically in these videos was the theories that I'm hearing being thrown out there on TikTok. A lot of people saying that, they're making way for new mega city. With a mega city, man, you got to clear out pretty much everything to put in, all of these zero gravity rail lines and you got Elon Musk building what rail is that? The rail that's supposed to get you from like San Francisco to LA in like 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of make some space to build all of these things, man. So it kind of adds up. But y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments about somebody really trying to get in contact with me. Y'all let me know down in the comments what y'all think about what's taking place. Is this just a natural disaster, or is this something that's man-made? Is this something that's being done purposely, excuse me? But let's get into it without further ado. Let's rock. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, man. Help us get in the algorithm.
Wildfires. This might be bigger than really what it is.
Did you know Joe Rogan predicted that?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, I was actually listening to the podcast because it was him and Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
I mean, he pretty much said he has a buddy that's a fireman, and he said that LA is literally one bad wildfire away, one bad wind and wildfire away from just completely being burnt up. What's crazy is that's kind of what happened. It was like massive winds right as the wildfire went on, and then people are looting the cribs. You see that?
Yeah. But the timing with what happened at the Golden Globes, did you see it?
Nah.
At the Golden Globes, the host, they hire people like comedians to make jokes about other people, right?
Yeah.
And she did one bit, and she was like, "Oh, like the award speeches have been great. Like, let's see the leaderboard on who people are thanking." Mm-hmm. So it's like 0 people, thank God.
Damn, they showed it, but it said 0? Why?
0. And then they said the creator of the earth, no one thanked. And she was like, "Oh, that's normal for this godless town."
Oh,
and I was like,
she's trying to like make a point.
And literally the day after, fam, boom, that shit happened. It's like, damn.
Have you noticed how the LA fires always...
Man, I just had to jump in there real quick behind that video because I wanted to add, man, nobody really ever mentions God unless they're in a critical position. You know what I'm saying? If they're on their deathbeds, or they just got into an accident, they trying to hit the lotto. Other than that, man, people pretty much are willing to sacrifice themselves or sell their souls, man, before they would ever give any credit to God, man. And that sucks because if they happen to, meet their demise, whatever, or be unalive, they might have to face that, man, and answer for that. So, keep God first, man, but let's keep rocking.
seem to hit specific areas? Here's a wild theory. Some people believe it's not just nature at work. What if certain locations are being cleared for new high-tech developments or secret projects? Think about it. Prime real estate suddenly becomes cheaper after a fire. Some even claim satellite technology could be used to start pinpointed fires. Could this be a modern land grab disguised as a natural disaster, coincidence, or something more? Comment and follow me for more conspirations.
conspiracy theorist, but can someone explain to me why we have trees with green leaves on them? Let me show you right here. Green trees over and over, streets and streets. But yet 38,000 acres and all of these homes are destroyed, disintegrated, down to literally nothing. But the trees down the entire street, totally okay. Make that make sense.
Don't make no sense at all, man. Shit. Usually when you have massive fires, massive wildfires like that, man, trees are usually huge igniters in those fires, man. You know what I'm saying? That helped the fire spread. And for none of the trees to be on fire, man, I kind of got a tinfoil hat on, man. Something is going on because all of the concrete and everything else then burned beside that, the metal, the cars and everything, but the trees are still standing and are still green. Why is that? With no water on them either, no moisture at all. Something is, I don't know, seem kind of weird, man.
You need to watch this if you think the LA fires were just an accident. Prepare to question everything. The fires in Los Angeles have become an unsettling pattern. But this time, whispers of a sinister plot are louder than ever. Theory 1, evidence destruction. Could someone have deliberately set the fires to erase critical evidence? Imagine high-stakes scandals going up in smoke. Theory 2, distraction tactics. As flames consume the city, what secrets are being buried beneath the chaos? Misdirection is a powerful tool. Theory 3, land grabs. Fires clear land fast, too fast. Are influential entities behind this, eyeing prime real estate? As Los Angeles burns, Americans wonder how long this will keep happening. And more importantly, was it deliberate, conspiracy theories, or facts? The line blurs in the heat of the flames. Stay vigilant, because sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. Subscribe for more dark mysteries, and remember, trust no one. No.
You guys seen Doomsday Map? They came out with a map that looks like this.
Wow.
This is America. They do like the whole world, but this shot is of America. This lady, her name is Peggy Bolton. She did some really fun research regarding the Doomsday Map. She compared with what this map looked like. She compared that to the land that Bill Gates has been buying. All
Shut
the
up.
farmland. He is the majority farmland owner in the United States right now. She took the map of the farmland that he owns and overlaid it onto this doomsday map. Every single dry land piece was occupied by his farmland, including California. So California is basically completely underwater, but there's these little pockets of islands. See those? That little one right there, that's one of his farmlands.
Yep.
Like that compared to like Zuckerberg, because on this doomsday map, Hawaii is completely fine. And she talked about how Jeff Bezos is also buying up farmland around the US. That all correlates with like these high points in America.
Yeah.
It's super creepy.
So we need to get a boat.
According to this map, we're good. We're gonna almost have beachfront property, baby.
It's perfect.
Did it?
I mean, honestly, man, shit. I think I'd rather be in my car, my truck, or whatever, man, driving the streets instead of swimming and pulling up, with boats to where I live, man. It's not gonna work for me, bro. But that is kind of creepy though, man. They buying all this land with peaks and high points and they in Doomsday Map it shows that California is underwater, man. So what are they preparing for that they're not telling us about? And then one other thing that kind of threw me was the fact that a lot of the homes that burned was homes in affluent neighborhoods, homes of people who had money. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to really miss those properties. I mean, I'm quite sure that they're going to be compensated for it through insurance and whatnot. And yeah, man, I don't know. It just seems like something bigger is at play. But let's keep going.
Is it? Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire? And the next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire. Things would be on fire.
I pray for the people in its path, but I also pray that it exposes the things that it needs to expose. Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too. And then, oops, we don't know how that happened. And then you look into it and you see that it's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to trafficking. And then you realize, oh, it wasn't just an explosion or a fire. It wasn't an accident.
Look, I can see daylight. We're gonna be okay.
I don't think that's daylight.
I'm not one for a conspiracy theory necessarily. However, do you not find it interesting that this Puff Daddy case has been going on, and all of a sudden, how coincidental it would be if all of the elite's houses got burnt down in LA? I mean, I'm not saying that that's the case, that it's been done on purpose. These fires have been set on purpose. But it does make you sit and wonder, don't you just think it's like really convenient? I wouldn't be surprised if we started hearing that evidence has been lost within these fires. There's other things to take into consideration. Fires were set at a perfect time. Mel Gibson's doing some videos at the moment where has done some interviews where videos have been made, where he was talking about how water reserves had been emptied in California before this fire had happened, which he couldn't understand why they were doing this. But then he says there's a lot of things to do in LA that you can't understand. But yeah, the coincidence, of what's happening, and it's particularly wiping out the elite in terms of their family homes and stuff like that. It's very interesting. I'm not saying it's the case. I'm just saying it's interesting.
I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the LA fires, but it could be a scenario that fits into the deindustrialization of the West and the rewilding of America. Why do I say that? If you go back several decades and you look up, for example, the 1992 Rio Earth Summit, where Bush Sr. was there talking about the possibility of imposing intense restrictions like carbon taxes, which is really controlling life, since we're carbon-based life forms. That's what we are. That's controlling us. And it's not really about protecting the environment. It's about handing over large swaths of land to corporations that actually run the government. So it's a corporate controlled governance model. And that limits to growth, which the Club of Rome published, and which is a United Nations plan. We've all heard of Agenda 2030. These are all part of the same plan to essentially take over public lands and private lands and hand them over to a corporate world governance model, the technocracy. That could be what they're planning with this.
Today's episode of That's Grits, we got Los Angeles wildfires. I am not a conspiracy theorist, but I want to know, where the hell are wildfires coming from? Just look at some of these images. These look like straight out of a movie, but these are real. You telling me we can send billions of dollars to Ukraine to fight a war, but we don't have the resources to stop a wildfire before it burns down an entire part of a city? And we've been dealing with wildfires for a long time, especially in the state of California and places like Canada and all that stuff. PS5 is about to release technology that can make you smell what's in the game, but we haven't invented something to stop wildfires. There's no way. I know I'm ignorant. I'm being ignorant to something. I know, the winds, it's hard to control all that extra shit, but there's no way we haven't invented something that can stop a wildfire before it gets this bad. You can't convince me. This has to be some shit where they're trying to burn down a whole city and claim the land, like reclaim land, bro. You can't convince me, bro. We have too much technology for us not to be able to stop a wildfire from getting like this. Bro, we have the capabilities of building atomic weapons that can take down an entire country with a press of a button, but we can't stop wildfires. Yeah, that's cap. That's grits. You can't convince. Prayers up to everybody in LA and everybody that's been affected by this, because this is wild.
All right, guys, where do we see a fire? Because I do not see one. It is currently looking.
It's absolutely crazy. Man, I agree with the brother, man. What's crazy about it is, man, how did it spread so quickly? From my understanding, man, I heard gas lines and everything was on fire in certain neighborhoods, and those were exploding. And if one gas line explodes, it's going to continue up the line, right? I mean, I'm not, I'm not well versed. I don't really got the information on how that operates, but I mean, from my understanding, if it's a whole line, a whole gas line that's, just natural gas is just running through it completely through the whole neighborhood, obviously it's going to explode down that whole line. But I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out how were they not able to get a hold on this, man? Because that fire looked crazy. It looked like it damn near looked like a whole the whole city is on fire. You know what I mean? Like that's how massive it was. Not just one or two houses on the block, but the whole town. That whole side of town was on fire. That's what threw me for a loop. But let's continue.
My phone, January 10 at 1:10. You know how they said we were going to split into two different worlds? I'm definitely feeling like that's what's going on here. Because as I was scrolling today, I saw a lot of videos like that one. It wasn't just a Hollywood sign. I saw some people saying like, my house was on fire. This is what it looks like in this area. You keep scrolling and then you see other people saying, this is my house. This is my neighborhood. Everything is fine. There's no fires. I'm talking about same street, y'all. So what the hell is going on? The split between worlds and timelines isn't just some metaphysical abstract theory. It's literally something we're seeing play out in real time. People living in the same place experiencing completely different reality. Like two frequencies trying to occupy the same space. They're not aligned. But I'm gonna break it down for y'all. The idea of jumping timelines is about vibrational alignment. You got one group of people tuned in to fear, chaos, and destruction, aka the fires, the hurricanes, shit like that. Let me say this. This is not to take away from the people who are experiencing this. I'm just trying to show the parallel between the two different worlds that we're seeing right now. The other group is tuned into a frequency of clarity, peace, and abundance. It's like two radio stations playing in the same room. It's like you can only hear the one you're tuned into, even though they both there. Now, let's say you in LA. You got group A that's scrolling their feed. They're seeing all the destruction, the fires, the chaos, people evacuating, the news headlines saying California is burned. The group B, same city, maybe even the same street, out walking their dogs, posting videos, clear skies, all that. Both groups exist in the same 3D location. They're experiencing completely different versions of the same space. Why? Their consciousness is tapped into different timelines. When it comes to the Hollywood sign being on fire, I know a lot of people were saying that was AI generated, which it probably was. Even with that, that should make you wonder, like, we can't trust nothing that we see. And I do mean nothing. This is why I always tell y'all, question everything. What you believe is what you will see. You constantly consuming fear-based content or feeding into these narratives, that's the timeline that you're going to be on. Gravitate towards a timeline that's your reality. I was talking to V tonight, and she's in California as well, and she said that her son went down to his job, which is in LA, and there was nothing going on. It was business as usual. Now, I'm not just going off of what I see online. I'm talking about somebody that I know personally that lives in the city, confirmed exactly what I'm talking about. Remember how I told you your emotions are your GPS? Fear and panic anchor you to a lower vibrational timeline. Attitude, love, and trust lift you into a higher vibrational state. You definitely have to use your discernment when it comes to that trust. This is the level where you attract peace and clarity. But a lot of people plugged into the idea that reality is fixed. Some are waking up to the idea that their reality is malleable. Both are valid experiences, but they result in radically different timelines. Jumping timelines is about shifting your perceptions of reality. It's subtle, but the results are profound. You might wake up and see that things that felt heavy and chaotic in your life are suddenly not there anymore. Like you woke up a whole new person. Have you ever felt like that? Make sure you get in the comments and let me know. Or you might notice people around you behaving differently. They more loving, more caring, more kind. You just stop noticing negativity altogether. That's because you no longer vibrate at that frequency. Every day when you get up, say, I choose a timeline of peace, abundance, and clarity. I know words are spells, so we're going to use them to our advantage. Next, you want to detach from that fear. Limit your exposure to fear-based narrative. If you want a better reality, you have to feel it first. You can't wait for the world to change before you feel good. Change yourself. Everything else will follow. Not just LA or the fires. This shit is happening everywhere. Look at the world right now. Are people thriving in joy and love while others are stuck in despair? Split is real. Two worlds, same space, different vibe. Question at this point is, what timeline are you choosing to align with? Let's talk about it. Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Still sending peace, love, and encouragement to anybody that has experienced the fires in LA. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
So there you have it. just a quick little video, man, with a bunch of theories, conspiracy theories out there about what's really going on with the LA fires, the LA wildfires. But man, that sister definitely articulated herself very well. She was very attractive uh in doing so. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, man, that would be absolutely crazy for uh, people to experience two different realities, but living, to experience two different realities in a parallel world. You know what I mean? Like people who want to experience bliss and peace, they, they see things different from people who live in, chaos and violence and, people who are on demon time. You know what I'm saying? That would be absolutely crazy. But the thing about that is, the thing I couldn't, the thing that makes me think that that would never be a possibility is because if that was the case, how do you get information about what's going on this side if you choose to only live in peace and bliss? You wouldn't even get access to what's going on in a whole different world that you don't want nothing to do with. So that's the only reason why I think that that whole theory right there is not even a possibility. You know what I mean? But well said, and that is definitely something to look into. Put your tinfoil koofies on, dive into it, and maybe y'all could send me something or show me something that I'm missing out on or something that I'm not aware of. It might be true. It might be true because I definitely believe in the vibes, the frequencies, the waves. Um, that's definitely true. That's definitely true because when you meet certain people, the people who are on the same frequency as you, the same wavelength as you, y'all connect. But when you meet people who on demon time and who on some bullshit, it's like water and oil. It don't mix. But yeah, man, with that being said, this has been another episode of Risk versus Reward. This has been episode 2. We're talking about the LA wildfires and is it a conspiracy or is it just a natural disaster? Y'all comment down in the comment section, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. We really appreciate that. In a minute, gang.